The drama surrounding Simon Guobadia and Porsha Williams is unfolding with some juicy and messy developments, and it all ties back to their ongoing divorce battle. If you remember, we previously discussed how Simon was detained at the airport by ICE while attempting to travel to Atlanta for a legal hearing on the 26th of the month. The purpose of that hearing was to contest a prenuptial agreement between him and Porsha, not to address the divorce itself. This would have been the moment for Simon and his legal team to appear in front of a judge to formally challenge the prenup, a key issue in their divorce proceedings. However, before Simon could even make it to court, things took a dramatic turn. Porsha appeared on Watch What Happens Live and provided some insight into the situation, revealing that Simon had insisted on an in-person hearing, despite all other hearings up to that point being conducted via Zoom. His legal team felt that having their day in court was crucial, as they wanted to present evidence to challenge the prenup. But as fate would have it, just days before Simon was supposed to appear in court, he was detained by ICE upon arriving at the airport. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. Porsha made a significant legal move just days before Simon's detention. According to court documents, Porsha filed a lease pendens in Fulton County Superior Court. This legal maneuver is essentially a way for someone to publicly stake a claim on a property. When a lease pendens is filed, it alerts the county that ownership of the property is being disputed. Essentially, it's a flag that signals to anyone involved with property that it's under dispute and cannot be transferred, sold, or seized without addressing the legal claim. Porsha's filing wasn't about securing any immediate financial gain. It didn't put a lien on the property or change the deed in her name. What she did was ensure that no one could make any drastic move with Simon's mansion without her say-so, especially given the context of their divorce. It's clear that this move was intended to protect her interest in the mansion, especially since the prenup states that she could stay in the house for a certain period, likely 2 or 3 years, depending on the final court decision. What makes the timing of this filing so intriguing is that it came just days before Simon's unexpected detention. It raises the question of how Porsha knew that Simon was going to be detained at the airport. Why file the lease pendens at that specific moment? Why not early in the divorce process, such as when the divorce papers were filed or even months ago? The timing of it is raising suspicions among fans and legal observers alike. Could Porsha have known something was going to happen with Simon's immigration status? Or was it just pure coincidence? Some people are even speculating that Porsha, or perhaps a legal team, may have had a hand in tipping off the authorities about Simon's situation. While there's no concrete evidence to support this theory, the way events unfolded certainly adds fuel to the speculation. After all, if Porsha filed the lease pendens to secure her claim to the mansion and Simon was unexpectedly detained, could there be a connection? Did someone have inside knowledge that Simon was at risk of being detained, and was that knowledge used strategically? For those unfamiliar with the mansion in question, it's a sprawling estate that Simon purchased in 2021. The house is a 15,000 square foot property with 5 bedrooms and 8 bathrooms. The property has been a major point of contention between Simon and Porsha during the divorce, and Simon has been open about his ownership of the house. Despite Porsha's involvement in the process of shopping for the house, Simon's name is the only one on the deed. In the divorce filings, Porsha has petitioned the court for exclusive temporary use of the mansion, while also demanding that the prenup be fully enforced. Meanwhile, Simon has argued that if the prenup is enforced, Porsha should not be allowed to use the house for television purposes, as there's a clause in the prenup that forbids either party from using the marital residence for filming. This is where the legal battle gets even messier, as both sides seem to be positioning themselves for a favorable outcome. Simon wanted to present his arguments in court, but due to his immigration troubles, the case has been delayed. As it stands, Simon's detention has temporarily put a pause on the proceedings, but the underlying issues are far from resolved. Porsha, ever the strategist, has already started shaping her side of the story for the upcoming season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. It will be interesting to see how her narrative on the show matches up with the actual court documents and evidence, especially since court records are notoriously hard to dispute. The legal documents tell a very different story from what is often portrayed on reality TV, so it will be fascinating to watch the drama unfold on screen and in the courts. There's also the question of what will happen with the mansion. With Porsha staking her claim through the lease pendens, it's clear she's not willing to let Simon just walk away with the house without a fight. Even though Simon is still legally the owner of the property, Porsha's move to secure temporary use of the mansion is part of a broader strategy to ensure she has some control over her living situation in the coming months. In the public eye, the situation between Simon and Porsha has been complicated from the start. Simon has been open about his frustration with the prenup and how it's impacted his relationship with Porsha. At the same time, Porsha has continued to promote herself as a strong and independent woman, showing a different side of the story on her reality TV platform. The contrast between the court filings and what's shown on the screen will likely continue to be a source of drama and speculation for fans. As of now, the situation remains in limbo. Simon's legal team was supposed to present their arguments to the judge on the 26th, but with his detention, the case has been delayed. This means the drama between the two is far from over, and the stakes are high for both of them. Porsha's legal maneuvering, her strategic use of the Lee's pendants, and the timing of Simon's detention are all contributing to the growing drama. Whether or not Porsha had prior knowledge of Simon's immigration issues remains a mystery, but the timing of her legal actions certainly adds an element of intrigue to the case. In the coming months, we'll likely see more of this drama play out both in the courtroom and on reality TV. It's clear that the battle over the mansion, the prenup, and the divorce is far from over. The next steps will be crucial, and as we've seen, both Porsha and Simon are not backing down anytime soon.